Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea for our Tuesday, I think it's March 30th, update. And lovely day out there. Looks like we're getting into our summer months again, folks, our hot weather again. Kind of sucks. I do like that cooler weather that we've been having for some time. Well, I'm going to go off into a little rant here, and bear with me for a bit before I go into yesterday's comments on the video from yesterday and some news and precious metals and my opinion on things. Folks, I don't know, but I definitely at some point ago or some time ago woke up in make pretend world. I don't know about you, but I think I just woke up one day in a world that makes pretend on all kinds of things. They make pretend that the money in your pocket is real and is backed by something. They make pretend that ETFs and contracts that say you own things, that you really own things. They make pretend that you own things. We make pretend that things don't happen, like people don't get killed in prisons that can testify on powerful people. We make pretend that locking up journalists like Julian Assange is a good thing. We make pretend that elections, we have integrity with our elections. We make pretend that our economic system has integrity. We make pretend that I don't know, folks. I don't know what happened. I mean, when did we make up and make pretend world? It even extends to our investments. Look at cryptocurrencies. What is it, honestly? I'm sorry to say this. I mean, I see it value for its contractual, for contractual issues, and for its future value on transferring things, transferring one fiat to another fiat, or perhaps one piece of gold to another piece of gold, a means of transfer, perhaps. But as money, I mean, again, we're in make-pretend world. I mean, make-pretend world is like a gaming world where you get credits up on your screen, the gold coin credits. That doesn't mean you have real gold coins, folks. And again, what the hell world did we wake up into? I kind of think that I woke up into what I call the make-pretend world. And we see it every day, and I talk about this on our videos on a daily basis about all the BS and the narrative that we have to put up with. We have to make pretend that our markets aren't manipulated. We have to make pretend that, I mean, you can just go on, fill in the blanks here, folks. Make pretend world, ... What can you make? We can make pretend of, we make pretend of so many things. Make pretend that our media is actually legit, and there's so many make pretends out there. And I don't know what day I woke up in make pretend world, but we are living it, folks. They are just spoon feeding the narrative to us, and oh man, all right, so. And what does this have to do with precious metals market? Well, it has a lot to do with precious metals market, because exactly what I was saying, we're dealing with new forms of currency like cryptos are really, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it, it's nothing more than a game credit, and it's coveted by a group of a generation that grew up with game credits and then started paying for game credits, and then they start believing that the credits, the digital ones and zeros, are real. And before, they may be great at video games and understanding cryptocurrencies, but they don't understand money. That's the problem with these people that are really pushing crypto. Some of them really don't understand what money is. And if cryptos aren't backed by anything, then it's nothing more. It's actually less than what we had before, because you don't even have a piece of paper to wipe your ass with now. At least a dollar bill, you can wipe your ass with it. At least with a dollar bill, if you're in a jungle in Costa Rica with no internet or electricity, you might be able to buy a coconut or something like that from one of the natives, because they'll certainly recognize what a dollar bill is. Tell them that you're going to transfer a piece of crypto into their account for that coconut, and I tell you what, you'll probably get a machete to the back of the head. So, well, don't eat the coconut first. But make pretend world, folks. That's make pretend money. It is. I'm just going to call it out like it is. It's make pretend money. And I'm going to get a lot of angry tweets here, but folks, we have been transitioned into make pretend world. I don't like it. I don't like it, and I'm just going to keep calling it out. Now, listen, again, I don't want to have all the crypto people commenting down below, oh man, I think that cryptos have a place in the world, and I love the fact that they're competing with the US dollar. The dollar needs competition, but as I've always said, governments and banks hate competition, so they'll end that pretty soon. So I don't see crypto surviving the way that most crypto people think they will. And a lot of people that are going to comment down below, oh, you're dissing cryptos. I'm telling you, folks, you're just small fish. I'm a small fish. fish. The crypto world is involved with big whales right now, and the purpose of big whales, just like we see in the precious metals market, but we know that market's rigged. The purpose of big whales is to eat small fish, and you're a small fish, and that's how they get rich. They get rich off small fish, and we are all small fish. But with precious metals, I know how the game is rigged, and if you've been watching this show for a little while, you know how the game is rigged, and we know that over time the trend for gold and silver is up, up, up. Real gold and silver, not the paper bullshit that's driving markets currently. Anyways, went off on my rant. Sorry about that. I'll get to the stuff I normally do. Like I said, comments from yesterday's show. But let's take a look at some articles here before I get to Monkey Hammer Tuesday precious metal prices. Maybe I should do a monkey hammer for every day because it seems to happen on different days, especially early in the morning. Markets get monkey hammered, but don't worry about it, folks. Let's get this newsy thing done first. ZH, you know why I like ZH, and if you don't know why I like ZH, I'm not going to repeat it to you because I say it every day and some of you getting sick of it. But let's just kind of go. Bonds and bullion are being dumped as Bitcoin and the dollar surge. Yeah, well, there you go. Bitcoin and dollar surge. I don't know much about bonds. Maybe good bonds and a good company seem pretty solid to me. It seems real, tangible. You know, you've got something going on there. And of course, I like bullion, but not the paper bullshit that's driving prices right now, but the real stuff. But Bitcoin and the dollar surge. Look at that fiat. Both of them fiat. So fiats are surging currently today. The fiats are. The fiats are beating the tangibles and the paper backed by something. Anyways, let's move along here. Russian national wealth fund turning to gold, dumping dollars. We're going to read that article here in just as soon as I click to the next page because I kind of find that interesting for a couple reasons. I don't find that I think the Russians and the Chinese, and I hate to say this, it's not because I'm not patriotic, and I am a super patriotic dude when it comes to certain things. But the Russian leadership, economically and politically, and the Chinese leadership. Well, I'm not even going to go with Chinese politically because they're just, I don't know. But the Russian leadership, politically and economically, they're doing a good job, man. They're doing far better than our leadership has done for quite some time. And when you see the Russian National Wealth Fund turning to gold and dumping dollars, that says something. And we'll read that article in a minute. Look at a couple other things here. Futures slide, a yield surge. As yields surge, and that's probably why we're seeing a lower price on gold, or supposedly that's the narrative that's being painted for us, that the higher the yields gold, that gold should go down. That's a narrative, folks. That's not a truth. And we also know that these lower gold prices are bullshit anyway. It's simply a paper number because you certainly can't buy the real product anywhere close to the numbers that you see on your television screen or you see on your iPad or your mobile device. Those prices that you're looking at on your screen with your eyeballs are bullshit because you can't buy the real product even close to that. UK government, blah, 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 calls. Gosh, listen, when I'm talking about, what is it, make pretend world, look at this. UK minister, people should call out others for hugging their loved ones. Make pretend world. Let's make pretend that they were correct with their decisions on this bad cold. And again, you know why I'm calling it cold. But let's make pretend that they made good decisions. Anyway, let's move along here. I'm going to throw that make pretend in here a bunch of times today. Merkel teases more. Okay, right now I'm scared. CDC chokes back tears. Speaking of make pretend, read this right here. I'll give you a quick glance of that. That's a big make pretend right there. Not too much more on here on precious metals, which is surprising, seeing the monkeying hammering that we've had for the last couple days. But, I think we know why, and I think a lot of seasoned gold and silver people that have been listening to my shows and or just familiar with this kind of monkey hammering already know. Let's take a look at this article here. Future slide, a yield surge. Take a look down here. And again, I was talking about make pretend world, and that's kind of what this is. Traders were focused on 10-year yields, which focus as high as 1.77%. So there you go. Let's make pretend that a 1.77% yield would cause people to leave gold and go into treasuries. Come on, give me a break. Really? 1.77%? What is real rates? I don't even know at this point, but that's just ridiculous. And even though there was no specific and get this, even though there was no specific catalyst for the sharp move higher bonds, sharp move higher, I'm going to just kind of highlight that. Even though there was no specific catalyst for the sharp move higher, and again, Make pretend world. That's what happens in make pretend world. You don't need any catalyst. You don't need a reason. Make pretend world. You just say it's so, or you just do it. And then you throw it out there for the media to bandy about, and all of a sudden it's true. Bonds have been weak ahead of President Joe Biden's U.S. infrastructure plans, detailed due Wednesday. President Joe Biden is going to buy off the nation's states, all the different states across the nation with infrastructure money, and that's going to go to all the give me a break. It's just another buy-off deal using money that they don't have. Again, what do we call that again, folks? Make pretend world. And why am I talking about this? Because this all plays into why precious metals are invariably going to just skyrocket at some point. Breaks of key levels appear to be... Anyway, I'm going to move down here to some more make pretend. U.S. Treasuries care more about inflation than blah, blah, blah. Hang on a second. Blah, 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 blah. All right. I'm going to just keep going into my little rant here if I keep reading this. I thought that was kind of interesting, and again, that's probably what got me going reading this article earlier. Reading this article got me going on that make pretend world thing. Let's move along to... Well, why do we do make pretend? And again, it's all about perception, folks. And we've become a nation of sound bites since the television is kind of really... when I was a kid, you had like 2 or 3 stations. You had CBS, NBC, ABC. I think that was pretty much in it, and they went off the air at 2 a.m. And that's where you got your narrative. That's where you learned everything about the world, or what you were supposed to think, or what the mainstream narrative was. Now we have so many different points and so many different narratives. However, the strength of the narrative is still as strong as it ever was, and the strength primarily comes from corporate media, who has a control of the narrative, and our politicians, who have control over all of that. And I guess people that have money too, the elite that own these major corporations that are involved with, social media giants, for example, Jack Dempsey, these guys. It's all about creating perceptions. And the perceptions they've been creating is a make-pretend world, a digital world of zeros and ones, a digital world where you can be whatever you want, even though you're not really that. Make pretend I'm this person, or make pretend I'm that person. I can pretend I'm a dog. Again, it's all about perception, and that's the strength of corporate media today. Is they've even become stronger and know how to give you a 10-second soundbite or a 20-second soundbite that destroys someone's career, even if it's not true. Let's pretend this guy is a crook. Let's pretend this guy is honest. Again, it's all about perceptions, and why do I keep talking about this? Because it has everything to do with gold and silver markets. Perception and let's make pretend. That's what I call ETFs. ETFs are let's make pretend I own gold. If you have an ETF, let's make pretend I own gold. If you have a contract with COMEX, unless you ask for delivery on that contract, and the same thing with London and other type financial institutions, let's pretend we own the gold. Folks, get out of let's pretend world. Get your friends and family out of let's pretend world. Let's get our heads out of their asses, because it's all about their perception, not yours. And remember what I told you about the big whales? The big whales are corporations and corporate media and politicians and governments. They're the big whales out there, and they eat small fish, and we are the small fish they want to eat. However, I'm not going to let that happen to you. Buy gold. That was a long rant. Russian National Wealth Fund turning to gold, dumping dollars. And again, you can read this on via Shift Gold. It's also on Zero Hedge here. The Russians have just been making all the right decisions, and love them or hate them. I think they're doing a far better job decision making with as far as the economy goes, and how they're treating their people than what our government is doing. And boy, that's a big stretch there. I hate to say that, but economically, I think they're doing very well. Meanwhile, our politicians and our central bankers keep doubling down on stupid. They keep doing the same thing and digging their heels in further. And what do we call that? I call that make pretend world. And they want to make pretend, to alter our perceptions. They want us to live in that pretend world, and unfortunately, a lot of you are right now. Not you people that are viewing my show, but you know who they are. So let's move along to another article. Gosh, I went on a long rant today. Let's get into spots here. They sucked this morning, man. I thought monkey hammering Friday was over, monkey hammer Tuesday, but they managed to get it down below that $1,700 level. And again, what does this mean? This is a paper price. It's total bullshit. You can't buy gold for $1,688 an ounce. If you can, let me know where, please. I'm sure we can make. Put it this way: if you know where we can buy physical gold that's resellable in any kind of decent form for even close to $1,688 an ounce, let me know. We can probably make you $1 billion. You can be rich overnight with that information. And the same thing with silver. If you can buy silver for $24, $22 an ounce and get any meaningful quantity, you could be a billionaire right now. And you know why you can't do it? And you know why no one's becoming a billionaire from it? It's because you can't get it at these ridiculous fake paper prices. What do they call these paper prices? Make pretend world prices. And that's exactly what you're looking at here. This price is a make pretend world price. This is a make pretend world price. This, I'm not quite sure about. So I don't know the platinum market that well in the back end of that deal, but I still think it's over cheap, so it's probably monkey hammered and make pretend world as well. Anyway, like these numbers, keep, as I said here, buy these dips. Even though we can't get it at these prices, it does incrementally lower the overall cost of the product that we're buying today. So even though a premium on an Eagle may be $170 to $200 out there, if gold goes down $10, it'll kind of be relative. It'll still be $170 to $200 over, but you may get the product for $10 lower. So if you can take the opportunity and buy physical with these bullshit lower paper prices, by all means do it. Meanwhile, if you can't buy, I am saying definitely hold. Just hold on here. Our day will come. At some point, you know the old story about where the king has no clothes and a bunch of fast-talking salesmen. This is America. A bunch of fast-talking guys come in and tell the king that, hey, we got the best set of clothes you've ever seen. You're going to look so great in them. So they come out and they tell the king, they give him a pair of clothes that they never made. They're con men, and they're invisible. And the king says, well, where are the clothes? And they say, you're wearing the most beautiful thing. And of course, everybody else doesn't want to tell the king he doesn't have any clothes on. They tell him how beautiful the clothes are. Finally, two young men come, and you know the story. Two young men come and say, look, the king, he's walking down the street completely naked, and two young boys who don't know any better say, look, the king has no clothes, and kind of ended the whole charade. I guess the con men off with their heads. But that's kind of the scenario we got with, I think, in the world right now, is that people have trusted the media so long, and people have trusted, their economic and political leaders so long that they're finally starting to see that they have no clothes. And when that finally kind of blows up in their faces, watch out, folks. Things are going to change, and that's going to be great for precious metals as well. And that's going to also happen into the make-believe world of crypto monies and the make-believe world of fiat monies, and I'm going to include dollars with cryptos as a fiat, in the make-believe world of ETFs. It's going to include all that stuff. I think there's going to be a huge awakening at some point, and that's my opinion, especially if we get the message out there and we learn this stuff ourselves, and we learn how the game is rigged, and we explain to other people this is how they do it. There's actually a song called This Is How We Do It. I wish I could hit that key right now. Anyways, I only did anyways, twice just now and a couple times before the show. I'm getting better at that. Let me move along here because this is going to be a long show, and I do apologize. I'm going to move gata.org here real quick before I go into comments. U.S. companies sound inflation alarm. Well, we've been talking about that for the last year. Inflation. That's what the Fed's been fighting, but at some point it's going to get out of their control, and I think we are starting to see the beginnings of that. Maybe we saw the beginnings a long time ago, but I think it's really starting to show right now, especially with them raising rates like they have been, and the cost of product of things just going up. The CPI is nonsense. So, you can't rely on the consumer price index as a real index of inflation. Anybody out there that has to go to a grocery store or has kids or has to have the essential things in life knows what inflation looks like. Sure, you can buy a flat screen TV for $200, but I can't eat the goddamn thing. So anyways, that's my opinion. Good article, gata.org. You should be reading these articles yourself. I'm not going to read them to you every week or every time I pull up the site. Again, I think this is on your homework list if you're listening to my shows. Make sure you bookmark gata.org, and a good article to read. These guys explain how the manipulation is done, and they're scholars. They know what they're talking about, folks. So listen to these guys. They do know what they're talking about. Read some of their articles. Let's take a look at yesterday's videos, and give me a second here. Let me just kind of blow that up a little bit so I can read it a little bit easier. Commercial rec. There he is. Yesterday's video called Monkey Hammer Monday, buy the friggin' dips. Of course, I always say that, buy the friggin' dips. But we have Monkey Hammer Tuesday, too. I wonder if it's going to be Monkey Hammer all week. We'll see. You figure they got to run on ammunition here soon. Heather Sutton, anything you get below $50 is steal. I agree. Anything you get below $300 below is a great deal. I agree. $1,000, which one are you talking about there? Okay. But thanks for watching, Heather. I really appreciate it. Hi, Master Sensei. Appreciate it as well. Thanks for watching. Ill Prepper, BS is a massive understatement. Well, sir, I would let off a bunch of expletives and a bunch of really foul language here on occasions if I could. I'm not I'm not opposed to that, but again, I kind of want my show to kind of get out there, and I want to teach people here, and I'm not going to teach anyone if they kind of censor my shows. Omar Khan, just wait 1 week, Max, and you'll see the difference in spot price in a positive way. Oh boy, I'm sure there's a lot of people a little nervous about these lows we're looking at right now, sub $1,700 and sub $25 silver, that are thinking the same thing, Mr. Khan. But I agree 100%. I'm not worried about it, and you don't seem to be worried about it either. I don't know about picking a specific time. That's where you always get whacked in the face sometimes when you tell people specific times. And as you know, I don't tell you, well, next week gold's going to go up. It's definitely going to go up, or I can tell you long term that is going up and silver's going up, and I'm absolutely correct on this, and that's kind of where I operate from. But a week out, I'm not sure, Omar, but I hope you're right. Psycho Killer, thanks for watching. Third Eye. What is the sell price difference between a silver 1 ounce Britannia and an ASE? I can't tell you. I know I've got ASEs for sale starting, at like $8 an ounce, and I can get them a little bit cheaper, spot plus 8. But Britannias, I'm not sure they're available. And when they do pop up, I don't think the UK is making it Britannias for sure. And correct me if I'm wrong. So the only ones out there are ones that are already circulating amongst the population. And I don't know what the premium on them are. It's probably quite high. I bet you it's at least $5 or $6. And at that point, it's on my no-go list because my suggestion to all my customers and my advice has been buy all physical silver products that you can that are recognizable if you can get them for under $5 plus per ounce at this time. That could change. It could be $7 next week if we keep having issues with supply and these bullshit paper prices keep going down. But right now, try to keep your premiums no higher than $5 for good recognizable products. That's my advice. Hey John, what's up? Rush Rena, Fire Tender. Hey Brian and Rio, appreciate your no-nonsense approach, and unlike many of the stacked channels, you don't repeat the same rosy shit over and over. Well, if you didn't think I repeated rosy shit, I certainly proved it. I proved it on this time that I don't repeat rosy shits because I went off today, and I'm sorry about that. You're always bringing new and valuable information to the table. Well, I thank you very much for saying that, because the object of my shows here is if you become smarter than I do and you start giving me advice to make more money, I'm all for that. Just make sure you remember that I helped you. But this is about teaching you guys to make better decisions and to learn how to be better buyers and learn what this market is about. I've got 40 years experience in this, so I'm trying to pass this along to you. And again, if you become better traders and you read this market better than I and learn things that I don't know, please share them with me. I appreciate that give back kind of thing because it helps me make more money in my retirement better, and that's what I'm trying to do with you as well. I'd like to access your website, but since I'm in Ecuador, I can't. Hey, I'm sorry, Russ, I don't have a website. We only sell brick and mortar locally. And living in Ecuador, I have no clue what to tell you, brother. I would just suggest, Try when in Rome, do as the Romans. Find yourself a good local Ecuadorian that you can trust, and ask them to go around and help you find some places that you might be able to buy some gold and silver. I have no doubt in my mind that it's traded down there. You just got to find those little places that do it. Hey, but thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. When you're in the Miami area or South Florida area, make sure you come and visit me. Hey, Mike, what's up? I know everyone recommends bullion for inflation and hyperinflationary scenarios. My question is, how do rare coins in Carson cities perform in a hyperinflationary scenario? You know, in a hyperinflationary scenario, everything, people in Venezuela, in a hyperinflationary situation there, in Zimbabwe and those other countries that had hyperinflation, people were taking their checks, immediately cashing their paychecks, and buying anything they could, anything, because your currency the following week or 2 weeks would be worth less. So you didn't want to be sitting with any dollars. Maybe even for a day, you could have a devaluation in a day. People were actually just taking their money and buying anything. So in a hyperinflationary market, you know, Gresham's law, I think it's good money drives out bad money, and or is it bad money? Well, good money drives out bad money. And Gresham's law basically, is, you know, it's proof of that. Is that it'll drive the people will get rid of the paper fiat, the crap, the stuff that's not worth anything, and they'll trade it for hard, tangible goods. And tangible goods are not cryptos. Sorry, I had to throw that in. That was like a little kick in the ass. I'm sorry. John, good to see you again. Tab Bolin, the Myrtle Beach store is my local store as well, and I agree about the owner. Yeah, that's sad to hear, man. Maybe the guy's just having a bad day, guys. Maybe both of you should go in and just give the guy a hug. I'm joking. I'm just trying to add a little, you know, I'm just trying to lighten the situation there. That sucks, though, man. I don't know why someone would open any kind of retail business and not be nice to customers. I mean, that's you know, you're there to make money and you're there to service a customer. You know, they're there to give you money and you're there to give them something back. But being nice doesn't hurt. Sorry to hear that. Bab77, thanks for taking the time. Just started stacking 8 months ago. Keep stacking, my friend. Sarah Park, your channel's become one of my favorites. Appreciate your simple way of explaining precious metal. Thank you for watching, Sarah. I really appreciate it. There's one thing I am is a simple man. I'm not a complex man. You won't see me going into charts. I will not be boring you with all these small, subtle points of economics and mathematics and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'll keep it simple. And thanks for watching, Sarah. James, again, I brought 13 ounces of silver in the dip today. Yeah, that's it, brother. Buy the frickin' dips. Thanks for watching. Keep stacking the spot price down to 24 levels. Demand is crazy. You're absolutely correct. You can't buy it at 24 bucks, but you know, keep buying. If you can buy a little bit cheaper and you're not completely bought in, keep buying. Meanwhile, hold, and don't dare say the sell word to me, any of you folks out there. And again, that's just my opinion. Savoy Truffle, Crazy Joe is confused. Oh, God, I can't even believe I read that one. I'm sorry, Savoy. I'm trying to avoid really being, you know, one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But I respect people's opinions. Well, I think that is really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. And you know what? Let me, where is my, gosh darn it. I'll show you how you find my website. Ready? See it in my top bar here? Commercial. Oh, commercial. I can't even spell my own name. Rare. I'm having a hard time. Oh, geez, I added an X in my name. Commercial. This is my webpage, by the way. Rare Coins, which does not sell anything. There we go. I'm going to go down to here. Rare Coins and Precious Metals. I like DuckDuckGo, by the way. They have privacy. And there it is. There's my website, commercialrarecoins.com. And the only reason I'm going there, come on. Oh, boy. There we go. So I can do my closing. Hey, this is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. End of the day here. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. And by the way, I don't know what I was talking about, the end of the day. It's been a long one here. If anything happens crazy today, up or down, I will do another video. Meanwhile, just keep buying the dips. Best deals out there are still anything you can buy in a recognizable product that you're paying less than $5 per ounce premium. And as far as gold, if you can buy any products out there and you're paying less than $110 per ounce over the gold price, That's it. You know, if gold eagles at 170 and gold buffaloes at 200 are just ridiculous in price. That's my opinion. Ridiculous when you can buy stuff for under $110 per ounce. Well, that's really about it. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.